Happy Thursday, 20th April 2023. Tomorrow is Friday. Are we going to have another VIX Crush Friday? VIX was up today. Are we going to have a big dump in VIX? And that means today could be the bottom. We will discuss now. Again, guys, if you like the content, please click like button. It takes you 1 second to like. It's going to go a long way to support this channel. So please do so. All right. So MES chart, which is S&P 500. This is daily chart. Yesterday I told you guys, you can see this cycle low is coming. It was today, 20th April. Watch my video from yesterday. I said it's possible this cycle low is coming, so it's possible we'll get more dump today, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, now we are right on the time of cycle. You can see how nicely this cycle low occurred here around 15th of March, exactly here, and you can see a day here or there could be a little bit more dump. So this is more like an estimation. Okay, we can always go one or less or one higher. So it's possible we could continue tomorrow, maybe see a little bit more weakness, or it's possible today was the low. Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is we are very close to the low before we're ripping higher. Okay, now it's possible we can go a little bit more lower. You can see this white line. This is moving average 20 EMA. Okay, it's possible we can go a little bit more low, so around 4120, or even you can go around here, which is around 4100. Okay, so it's possible we can still go a bit lower, but that still should be okay. But the point is we are almost close to the bottom, okay, before another rip higher. Also, I want to show you weekly chart. So let's look at the high level picture. You can see what's happening here. You can see this big white cycle. You can see this white cycle. It's going to put upwards pressure on this indices. Okay, it's going to put upward pressure on S&P 500 to go higher. All right, and also you can see this blue cycle. Okay, this is also coming going higher. So we are expecting a bit of more pump. And at high level from weekly perspective, this white cycles take precedence. Okay, so I do still expect a pump higher, closer to 4300, and this cycle is around May sometime, late May, so I do expect another pump. Okay, so next let's go to daily cycle and then let's just recap. Okay, so what's happening here? So this minor cycle here is forming a bottom. We're very close to forming a bottom. We might have formed a bottom, and then you can see this next cycle, it's gonna put upwards pressure on this price action. Okay, so I'm expecting this to bottom soon and another bounce. All right, so I'm expecting another bounce, and also this blue cycle and then this white cycle will help it to move higher. So I'm expecting another bounce, and then my targets are around 4300. Okay, I don't expect it to dump. Okay, I can show you how this thing happened here. So something like that. Okay, you can see we had a lot of pressure here, and on 20 EMA, okay, we touched and then we were not able to cross above that, and then we dumped. Okay, but here it's a bit different than here because the pullback is not that significant. You can see this pullback, it came all the way to this white line, which is 20 EMA, and then it jumped. We are like not very close to that right now. And also you can see there's a lot of positive momentum here. You can see here this cycle was coming down. All cycles were coming down. They were putting a lot of pressure for this price action to go down. But here the momentum is going higher. Okay, all these cycles are coming to make to push this price action higher. Okay, so my point is again, I'm expecting another bit of more pump, but we are very close to the top. But another pump before we end here. So it's going to be probably a little bit choppy and eventually top out very soon. Most likely we will hold till Apple earnings, and then we'll see how it goes. But then probably here, when Apple earnings come, we will be again here at the top, and then probably the cycle low is going to be coming, so we can get a dump later on again. So for now, let's just focus on another pump, okay, and then we'll figure out how we go from there. All right. And S&P 500, let's quickly look at S&P 500. We had a gap down, 1 hour chart, which is SPY. This ETF, you can see we had a gap down, we recovered fully, and then we again closed lower. All right, so SPY was down 0.55%. This gap was filled, so that's a good sign. We don't have to worry, but you can see multiple gaps are here. I think let's update this because it's already. So I think from here, I'm expecting a little bit more pump. So let's quickly draw the path. So probably soon bottom, and a little bit of pump, and then probably gonna come back down. Okay, so we'll figure out how it goes, but for now let's focus on buying this dump and then another leg higher. All right, that's what I'm expecting. And let's quickly look at VIX. Before we go to VIX, let's quickly look at futures. 1 hour chart, do we see anything? You can see their divergence on PPO. Not really. RSI is showing clear divergence. You can see we were making lower low. You can see this low was lower than previous low, but RSI had divergence. Okay, so we still have positive momentum going on. So that's a good sign always. Going to VIX, VIX basically it looks more like VIX had a dead cat bounce. You can see this is the zone between 1665 to 15. If I zoom out a bit, you can see how in this area it always goes around this area and then bounces. Okay, so it's possible we are just getting a dead cat bounce before we dump again. So let's quickly zoom in and see how it goes. So you can see, let's take this as an example. Every time we enter here, you can see here, this day we entered 15th of October, dead cat bounce and again dumped. Okay, so we could even come as close as $15. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So that means there's still some basically pump left in the market before we start a decline later on. Okay, so be mindful of that. And MNQ chart, let's quickly look at Nasdaq. So Nasdaq was down. Let's quickly look at triple Q's, 0.76. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart, and you can see we had a big gap down. We recovered and then we dumped again. All right, the dump was mainly due to Tesla. That almost 10% down. So it was mainly due to that. And at the end, we had a little bit of recovery. So let's go back to MNQ chart on the daily chart. So again, you can see cycle here. It's going to put upwards pressure. So probably soon we're going to have a bottom. And then I want to show you something here on this Thinkorswim chart. If I zoom in, you can see we're now getting close to bottom purple. Okay, bottom purple is a buy zone, so we are now below this white zone, which is a neutral zone. So the lower we go, more advantage to the bulls. Okay, the lower we go, you should be looking to buy. The higher we go, you should be looking to sell. All right, so that's what I'm thinking. So as of now, let's just focus on. I don't think this is a time to short. Maybe we can go a little bit more lower to 12,592 and then bounce. But again, time to short was here at highs, not here. All right. So so I think it's still setting up for another pump. And then on triple Qs, my targets are some of the gap fills. Some of the gap fills are here around 322 and 320. These are still my targets. Okay. Again, go to futures. Let's go and see 1 hour chart. Let's see if there's anything changing. Again, we made an equal low. You can see we made an equal low, and then PPO has divergence. RSI got divergence as well. Okay, so bullish signs are happening, and you can see futures are green now, but that doesn't really mean much. But it's possible we can have a big pump tomorrow, and then VIX will dump again. All right. Let's quickly look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones was, I think, let's quickly go to daily chart. DIA was, oh, sorry guys, I'm still not feeling that well, 0.3%. But you can see PPO is about to cross over this red line. RSI is kind of declining as well. And also, no, there's no divergence on PPO because this is not a new high. But again, S&P 500, if it's going to bounce, it's possible we have another bounce left on Dow Jones. Okay, so I'm expecting another pump before a final dump. Okay, so I'm looking for another bounce higher on Dow Jones. And same thing for US 2000. Actually, US 2000 is a different story. Let's quickly let's look at IWM, which is the ETF. 0.52% it was down. Again, it's nicely matching my projection here. It's finding resistance exactly on this daily trend line. Stumping. I'm looking for equal lows or even lower low, and then a pump higher. So these cycles are a bit different. You can see US 2000 cycle is a bit different than S&P 500. So that's why it could put a little bit more pressure on S&P 500. So that's why we could have a little bit more down. Maybe we can fill this 408 gap before we go higher. So just be mindful of that. All right. Crude oil, exactly looking to fill this gap. Okay, everything is happening exactly I'm thinking. So very close to filling this gap, still not filled. Most likely we'll fill tomorrow. And then we'll see there's a support around 73 here, major support here. So it's possible we can a little bit bounce and then eventually dump higher, but cycle low is coming around here, 5th of June. So I'm looking for equal lows or lower lows, or it's possible we can even go to 60. Okay, so be mindful of that. Bitcoin, let's quickly look at Bitcoin futures. A lot of people are asking me, maybe I'll do another video soon just for Bitcoin. But you can see what's happening here. You can see this purple line. This is the cycle low. Okay, so so let me make it something like this so it's easier. Let's not go ahead. This is cycle low is coming here. So I think Bitcoin is looking for a dump here. Okay, which I told you guys it topped higher here, and now it's looking for a dump here. So there's also this trend line. So if we go down, also this this red line is also another trend line. Okay, so it's possible we can find support around 26,000. If not, then 24,000 is a very good area to buy. Okay, if you want to draw a trend line, let's see if you can draw a trend line in a different way with to match 50 EMA. So 50 SMA, I mean. So you can even draw a trend line like this. Okay. Something which will find support, but I don't like it. But so all these moving averages, they also act as support. Okay, so it can find support. It broke. Let's zoom in a bit. This one broke this 20 EMA. This is white line, 20 EMA support, and now next support is around here, around 26,000. Okay, that's the next level of support. And if that breaks, then there is this 24K support. Okay, you can chop around here and then come down here. This will be a good area to buy for next pump higher. All right, you can see this cycle high is still coming here, so probably it's going to put another pressure to go high here. All right, so still it's a bullish chart. Do not worry too much. All right, Ethereum, same thing. Let's go to weekly chart. I told you guys, you can see this cycle low is coming here, so it looks like it's topped out already. So let's go to daily chart. So we are very close to the top, and then eventually we're going to come lower. So this is the buy zone around 1800. Okay, that's the buy zone on Ethereum. The dollar, again, zoom out a bit, looking for a dump around here. Okay, nothing changed. Gold, again, I told you guys it's stopped out. Not interested to buy here. I updated the chart a little bit. There are two cycles here, so I'm looking for a dump. So also there are these minor cycles here. So it's possible we can get a dump here, then bounce and then dump, but I'm not interested until we bounce around 1800. Okay, so 1800 is the area to buy for the next leg higher on gold. Until that time, I'm not interested. Also, you can draw a trend line on gold. Let's quickly draw a trend line. Something like this. See, that's not a real nice trend line. See if I can put something. Yeah, I'm not able to draw a nice trend line here, but you can draw something, maybe something like this. Still, it's not a nice trend line. Okay, so anytime we get a bounce from here, anytime we get a dip, look to buy on this trend line. Okay, that's what gold could be doing. Actually, I'm gonna get leave it there. Silver is same, looks like it topped, same thing, $23 our target. Wheat futures again keeps going down, but it's on. You can see RSI and PPO have bullish momentum, so it's still good to buy. Palladium. Someone asked me. Looks like you can see RSI is a bit oversold, but nothing to worry about. It broke out, so it could be coming for a back test. So it's still a good time to buy. So it's possible with gold weakness, it can come for a back test and then go higher. All right, but these is some major levels of resistance here. Okay, let's go to 1 hour chart. If you see any gap fills here, I don't see any gaps here. So again, it's by the dip chart. Okay, looking very nice. So I will be looking to long these positions on Palladium. Okay, Palladium. TNX is mortgage rates dumping lower. So you can see all these gaps to fill towards the downside. There's another gap here, so it's possible you can dump one pump higher to fill this gap, then a dump. You can see this is also selling. Usually they are inverse correlated to stock market. You can see mortgage rates are selling, and then everything else is selling. So there's some trap here. But again, these are my lower price targets. Bonds were very basically green today, and still it's not able to close above this. Oh, actually it did. Now it's closing above this 200 SMA. You can see this blue line. Bonds are now today actually live market, it's above that, so that's a bullish sign. So it looks like we already found the bottom. Now we're heading higher. So that's a good sign. That's going to put upward pressure on stock market. All right. So now let's quickly look at gold. Gold miners looking good. Gold miners. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart and see if we found. Yeah, we fill this gap. Get rid of this. Now the gaps to the upside. Let's see if there's anything we can do. Let's get rid of this trend line. Again, it's finding support on this 20 EMA. It can come a bit lower around 33 and then bounce. But I'm looking to buy around when gold is around 1900, like I told you before. Let's quickly look at XLE, energy sector, looking for a dump. Still gap is not filled. Okay, my eventual targets are here. This gap fill. If oil dumps to $60, this will eventually be filled. I'm not bullish on energy sector this year. XLU, which is utilities, looks like making a flag. If we get a dump, look to buy on this gap fill around 67. Else, it's good to for another leg higher. XLV, basically buy the dip. It can come down to this 20 EMA, which is around 132, or even come lower to fill this gap around 131 before a pump higher. XLF, looking for weakness, so it got rejected right where I expected. You can see it's not able to close over 200 SMA, and there's 50 SA, so the moving average. And again, this big risk is coming around here around 5th of May, so it can make a low or even lower low, so be careful on that. XLI, industrial sector, again kind of flat. Still this gap is not filled, so it can come down a little bit more and then pump higher. Real estate was down 1%. Again, massive gap here, looking for this gap to fill and then pump. Tesla was down heavily. I'm very disappointed on Tesla. It could not hold 167 I was expecting, but one thing to note on Tesla, we got multiple gaps now. Okay, all these yellow lines are gaps. If I go to daily chart, now there's a big gap here. Everybody's looking for this gap to fill. Okay, so let's maybe make it highlighted here. Okay, everybody's looking for this gap to fill. All right, so we'll see how when this thing enters this gap. It's possible it can fill, but it doesn't really need to fill now. And again, all these upside gaps, I'm looking for time. So I'm just going to be patient on Tesla. This is a good time to buy. Don't wait too long. Okay, if you're an investor, this is a great time to buy. And also I want to show you something on 30 minutes. Still no divergence yet on 30 minutes, but PPO is about to cross, green line is about to cross red line. It's always a bullish sign. 15 minutes, little bit of divergence. You can see new low. PPO is going higher, RSI is going higher, but it's possible we can have another low tomorrow and then pump higher. That will be on a divergence if we get another low. This is really oversold right now, so it's possible we can get a dead cat bounce. But if we fill this gap, if we go higher from here, fill this gap around 180, look to exit. Okay, it can go higher and then dump higher, so it's possible it can do this as well. Get a bounce. It can fill this gap and then come down to fill this gap. Okay, so be mindful of this too, and trade at Tesla accordingly. Oh, natural gas, I forgot. Natural gas, let's go to 1 hour chart. This gap is still not filled. You can see this massive gap is still not filled, so I do want natural gas to go down, fill this gap and then pump higher. Right, so that's what I hope that happens. That will be my ideal scenario. All right, on natural gas. All right, so let me make it like this. All right, that's what I'm hoping. I have an alert set here around 2.27. When that happens, I'll be looking to buy natural gas. All right, that's my target. Okay, now let's quickly look at Apple. Apple was 0.58% down. Again, let's go to 1 hour chart. Still did not fill this gap. This gap is still there around 165. Still not able to fill this. It gapped down, but it filled it. So Apple is looking good. Our price targets are still 174 and 171. Even if we hit those price targets, we could be still on divergence on PPO and RSI. Okay, so I don't think Apple is going to go down until earnings, and then I think earnings will be priced in, and then we'll get a massive dump after that. Amazon was up in the morning and then it dumped. Again, looking for upside. I think earnings will be very bullish. Looking for a pump on Amazon. It's towards the bottom, sold off heavily, so it makes sense for Amazon to pump now. Google was up 0.84%. Again, looking for these upward price targets. Netflix was up almost 2% at one point, then it dumped. Still below this. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Did it fill this gap? Still did not fill this gap fully. 332. Okay, looking for still more upside price targets on Netflix, and it's also on this trend line. Okay, nice trend line, so it's bouncing. So good time to buy Netflix, I think. Meta down 1%. Looks like huge divergence on PPO and RSI. That's not a good sign always. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Did we fill this gap? Slightly left, little bit of gap left. We could say it's filled, but I will leave it there for now. But the way things are going, they're laying off a lot of people here, and also there are multiple gaps. So earnings can be either or. I think the future is good. They reduced their cost a lot, and also today there was news that their market cap is higher than Tesla. So they're looking bullish. Meta overall. Microsoft is kind of 0.8% down, looking for these upward gaps with SPY pump. Snowflake again looking for this gap to fill. And Nvidia was down 3%. I did not realize that. Let's see if this gap is filled. Let's go to 1 hour chart. So this gap is filled fully now. Okay, so we can get rid of this. That's a good sign. So it's possible we can pump from here. Okay. And also it's finding support on this. Basically, let me get rid of this also. It's finding support on this trend line. This white trend line you see, it's right on there. So it's right on support and very close to this 20 EMA white line as well. You can see this slope. So it's possible we can pump from here. AMD was up 0.19%. Looking for another pump and then a dump during earnings. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for me. Please, on your way back, hit the like button if you haven't done so. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night and have a great Thursday. Take care. Bye.